Bitcoin is a secure and fast way to send money to others. However, one usability problem is that Bitcoin addresses are really hard to remember. How do you tell a friend your Bitcoin address easily? Well, some sites like Bitly offer URL shortening services where you can get a short URL like bit.ly/ab1fj and associate that with the page with your Bitcoin address on it. However, that isn't safe because the service operator could change the page on the Bitcoin address after you've given out your URL, and they can receive the money for themselves instead. So PayBTC uses a proof of ownership transaction on the blockchain to create a shortened URL which is provably secure. And here's how it works. First, you're going to request a name, and then you need to put in the address which you want money to be sent to. In this case, it's going to be 1MNQM3 and so on. Now, in the next step, you need to send 0.001 Bitcoin, or rather 1 millibit, to this address to create a proof of ownership transaction, which is what we're going to do. The payment sent. And now, our service creates a proof of ownership transaction and posts it on the blockchain. It usually takes around an average of 10 minutes to be verified. What does this proof of ownership transaction contain? It contains three important outputs. First, it will contain an address marked I am and then with the username to indicate the username to be associated with. Then it contains the address 1MNQM3 and so on, which indicates the destination address to be shortened. And finally, it contains an output to 1PayBTC, which is our host. And this host name is in the URL. So we're going to wait now for one confirmation from the Bitcoin network, which generates a unique and unforgeable nonce in the block. And this mine block will contain your proof of ownership transaction in it. Here's what you'll see after the transaction is mined onto the Bitcoin network. Your URL is made up of your username and the last 3 digits from the nonce from the mined block in your short URL. We'll see more about that soon. When visitors visit your short URL, they'll be presented with the correct Bitcoin address to send the money to you. They can also open this in a Bitcoin client of their choice. In this case, we won't. But here's the correct address. And the URL looks like this. Now we give them a link to the blockchain where they can verify that the last 3 digits of the nonce were correct. Here, in the block, the last 3 digits of the nonce were 341. And now if you look on the public Bitcoin blockchain, you can see the nonce has the last 3 digits of 341. So because the Bitcoin network is secured by thousands of miners with huge computing power, it's mathematically extremely hard to create a block on the Bitcoin network containing the same proof of ownership transaction. Here, containing a block nonce with the same last 3 digits. And so visitors can feel safe that the short URL you gave them is indeed legitimate.